Well, let's take you back to that earlier story now, where the ANC top 6 leadership will meet with representatives of the party structures in KwaZulu-Natal. We do understand that South African President Cyril Ramaphosa has arrived at the Moses Mabhida Stadium. We're live there now to our SABC reporter Ayanda Mshlongo. Ayanda, a lot riding on this meeting. The KZN is the African National Congress's largest or biggest province in the country. What's the mood like at the Moses Mabhida Stadium this hour?
A lot riding on this meeting, absolutely, Kirshni. President Cyril Ramaphosa arrived here about 2 hours or so ago for leading the NWC members. He is accompanied by Menomvula Makonyana, Barbara Creasy, Noma India Mfegeto and Pinky Mloe. From what we understood, we saw Menomvula Makonyana arriving earlier on, and Barbara Creasy, of course, from the province itself. Although there isn't a leadership at the moment, there is an interim committee that has been set up in January, as you would remember, and there is the convener of the province, Mike Mabiakulu, as well as the former deputy chairperson, who also is the premier of the province of KwaZulu-Natal, Willis Mkhunu. And then they've invited to this meeting representing 110 branches from the eThekwini region, which also happens to be the biggest, one of the biggest regions for the ANC, the chairpersons and the secretaries of those regions. Now, currently, there was a bit of a delay. That meeting was supposed to have started at 10 o'clock, and there was a bit of a delay. You come to us just moments, in fact, after there was quite a long queue here of the members or the leaders that are supposed to have been inside the meeting. And what we understood was that there was apparently a duplication of some of the members that were inside. So they then had to do a head count with a list of the 110 wards, and people had to then provide a proof of the names that were on that list. So that has just concluded just a few minutes ago, and they've gone inside now, and hopefully now that meeting will start. But of course, Kirshni, it's not just here in eThekwini, across the province of KwaZulu-Natal. The top 6 of the ANC is deployed. The deputy president, he is in Abaqulusi, a region that is up in the far north, in the Pongol, Vryheid areas. We also have in the lower south coast the deputy secretary general, Jesse Duarte, Ace Mahashule, the secretary general. He is in Moses Mabhida. And what we can tell you now, from what we are getting as well, that there was a bit of a commotion at that meeting that ACE is supposed to be addressing today. There were in fact violent protests this morning in the area of Pietermaritzburg, and there was a bit of a protest outside the hall where he is expected to meet as well with the leadership of the ANC in that region. Now, Kirshni, there are a number of challenges, and not looking just at the province as a whole, because the province is without a leadership, and of course that was after it was suspended last year, just before or at the start of the ANC's conference, a December conference in Nasrec, and of course that was after that court case, the ruling of the Pietermaritzburg High Court, which then led to the leadership of the ANC suspending the leadership in this province. An interim structure was then set up. It had 3 months to prepare the province for a provincial conference, and we understand that their term of office, in fact, comes to an end on Tuesday. Still no word. We've been hearing that there are circulars that have been going around saying that the provincial conference is going to be postponed. There has not been an official word from the PIC to say yes, indeed, that conference is going to be postponed indefinitely. This is what we've been hearing from the regions, from the branch members. Many have held protests as well. Even last week on Friday, there was a protest outside the ANC offices, with one group saying that they were ready, and as branches they wanted to hold a conference. Of course, if you speak to other branch members, they will tell you that there are many branches that are not ready for a provincial conference, citing reasons of gatekeeping and manipulation, and saying that it would be unfair for those members who are members in good standing for the ANC if they were not allowed to participate in ANC processes. And I guess, Kirshni, what the province does not want to find itself in is a situation where the province or the conference sits and it's challenged again. It's really been a bit of a rough ride for the ANC in this province since 2015, since that 2015 conference. And what the leadership of the ANC would want to do now is to ensure that they do not find themselves in a similar situation. So they have to ensure that they get their house in order. But as you said, Kirshni, this is a very, very important province for the ANC, the largest province, a province that even the president has spoken about, saying that it's a very important province for the country, for the ANC countrywide, and it's important that they resolve the problems that are here in KwaZulu-Natal. It's just a matter of waiting and seeing how or what happens, what transpires in these meetings, and what will be the way forward, Kirshni.
And of course, Ayanda, it's going to be very interesting to see how this particular President Ramaphosa will actually maneuver his way through this one, because addressing factionalism and forging unity within the African National Congress was a signature focus or issue of his campaign.
Yes, absolutely. During his campaign, he spoke about rebuilding and renewing the ANC, and this is a task that he now has to fulfill. His members are waiting for him to lead, and you know, this province is going to be a key to show the ANC nationally whether or not, if they're able to unite KwaZulu-Natal in light of all the challenges that are here, the divisions in the province of KwaZulu-Natal. I think that it's certainly going to be quite an example. He has said that KwaZulu-Natal is a province that needs to lead by example in the ANC. It has been a very strong, a very united province in the past, and just unfortunately for them, they have said that in the past couple of years they have seen divisions to the point now, Kirshni, where you know, in the build-up to the conference in Nazareth, where there were two sides that could not even come together in under one roof. So certainly from now, what we are seeing today, where we are seeing a branch leaders representing both factions, they're at least coming together, and I think that is going to be a start for President Cyril Ramaphosa and his leadership. It could be seen as a good start for them, but of course it now depends on the discussions and also the will from the members themselves. How do they work with the leadership and moving forward and ensuring that it becomes a very strong and united ANC. Of course, Kirshni, the other challenge for KwaZulu-Natal is that we're going to a national election next year, and so they really need to ensure that they resolve these issues, get their house in order, so that the party is going to be able to come together and campaign. At the moment, the divisions are not going to go well for the ANC, and in fact some have said, even political analysts have said, that this might affect the numbers or how they fare in the election. And so it's very important that the ANC come together. So for President Cyril Ramaphosa, he's got quite a task ahead of him. He has to particularly try and bring about peace and unity in the province of KwaZulu-Natal.
Ayanda Mshlonga, senior reporter, coming to us from the Moses Mabhida Stadium in Durban, KwaZulu-Natal, where you've just heard that President Cyril Ramaphosa and some members of the KZN Provincial Interim Committee, as well as the eThekwini Regional Chairperson, that Zandile Gumede, have arrived at the venue in Durban. Ramaphosa will be addressing branch leaders from all of the ANC's eThekwini region today. We will be bringing you up to speed on that story, so do stay locked on to the SABC News channel.